Talking Rosso di Montalcino today, and stay tuned to the end because I'm going to give you a secret regarding this vintage. Welcome back to Drinking It In. I am your host, Chris Casara. We are here to help you know more and drink better, and we are tasting this 2020 Rosso di Montalcino from Il Poggione. Il Poggione, one of my favorite producers from the Brunello region. If we think back a couple of videos, I highlighted them. This is their Rosso di Montalcino. This is a 2020. So what I like to do with the Rosso di Montalcinos is drink a lot of them and get a sense for whether the vintage that people are talking about, stands up or, seems like it's going to meet the reputation that people are putting out in the marketplace. So because these wines go through less aging than a Brunello, you can get your hands on them earlier. They're much easier to drink. They're very friendly, so it's a good place to start if you're a beginner. And also, if you are hearing really good things about a particular year and you have a few bottles from that year, you'll get a sense for whether or not you can rely on those projections. So I'm going to taste this 2020. So this is, obviously 2020, these things are coming out pretty quickly. They're usually on the marketplace, 2 to 3 years after the vintage, whereas Brunello, you got to wait 5 years, I believe. 5 to 6, if I'm not mistaken. So I had a couple of sips of this earlier, and this is a good wine. This is so very red, very cherry on the nose, quite perfumey. Not quite, but not perfume like a lady's perfume, more perfume like a potpourri, a fruit potpourri. So you got the cherries, a bit of a fruit potpourri, and you could even argue there's some herb. There's some savoriness to it. I'll call it thyme and sage. Very light, but it's there. So this is a really nice nose. This wine smells like it's going to be really balanced. Okay, so there's 100% dried cherries, but pretty intense, like very pure. So this wine is delicious. The finish is pretty decent length. I would say it's a medium length. It's still there, but it is going away at this point. The dried cherries, almost like a cranberry tanginess to this. There's a tartness, a tanginess, some acidity, which is a really nice punch. When you're tasting the dried cherries. This wine's a winner. I don't recall exactly how much I paid for this. I think it was only like $18 or something in that realm. You should be able to if you spend $17 to $28 on a Rosso di Montalcino, that's usually all you got to do. You're going to be happy with the results. If you do see some of the more expensive ones like Val di Cava, I encourage you to get those too. But as we're talking about vintages, so this is a 2020, and I said I'd give you a little secret. I don't know if it's a secret as much as a little bit of advice, right? But I've been reading in a few spots where people are saying, since 2019 is supposed to be a better vintage in the Montalcino region than 2020, you can buy a lot of the 2020s, drink them now while waiting for your 2019s to age a little. So don't rush on the 2019s. Feel free to drink the 2020s now. I don't know that I'd rush on these because this is dynamite, but I think that's a good bit of advice. So if you see a bunch of these and you can accumulate a few bottles from each vintage, I think it's worthwhile. Target these wines. These wines are great. Pasta, pizza, the usual suspects. Anything you're grilling outside, nice roast. These things are just beautiful. It's also a little bit it's one of those secrets in terms of navigating a wine list, that if you see a Rosso di Montalcino and you're not loading up the table with fish, it's going to be a good match. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you're getting some value out of this and you're taking some info away and are now going to go right to your liquor store, your wine shop, and buy a whole boatload of Rosso di Montalcinos. I will see you next time. Cheers.